Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A man is behind bars after a standoff in South Central Sioux Falls. Around 1 o'clock Thursday morning, police say 30-year-old Thomas Alexander forced his way into a home at 38th Street and South Phillips Avenue near Robert Frost Elementary. Authorities say he assaulted a woman and threatened another person with a gun. Police say he knew the victims.
That led to a several-hour standoff. Authorities shut down a stretch of Phillips Avenue and called in the SWAT team. Officers were able to get both victims out of the house. They went to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The school district and area businesses were notified of the situation. Alexander is charged with burglary, aggravated assault, and intentional damage to property. A one-time local sports radio personality is accused of taking millions of dollars from investors across the country and then keeping that money for himself. Jeff Turn, who used to host Overtime from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on ESPN Radio 99.1 in Sioux Falls, is alleged to have booked investors out of millions using the name of Backstage.
According to court documents, Turn told investors he was, quote, well connected in the sporting events community and had relationships he could leverage to buy and sell sporting and other entertainment event tickets for profit. Turn left ESPN Radio in Sioux Falls back in February for a new national position with ESPN Radio. If convicted, he faces a maximum of 20 years in prison. The kids at Legacy Elementary in T had reason to be excited on Thursday. The Sioux Falls Police Department honored one of their classmates.
8-year-old Brecken Nelson received the Outstanding Citizen Award for his quick thinking in a dangerous situation. On November 7th, his mom had a seizure while driving Brecken and his sister Maya home from school.
Mom just lets go of the wheel, and then the car goes over to the other side of the road. Then I grab the wheel and then turn it into the side of the, like where the turning lane is, and put it and got it next to that separates up one side of the road to the other, and then the tire hit that and bounced off.
Brecken tells us he knew how to steer the car because Grandpa has let him take the wheel on his side-by-side ATV. As you can imagine, Mom and Dad are proud.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Good morning, Brian.
All right. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. Our weather picture today starting off foggy in parts of eastern KELOLAND. We've been dealing with that in Watertown and Marshall, Worthington, Sioux Falls at times too. But it does look like a mild day today. We're in the upper 40s to near 50 in southeast KELOLAND. Pier forecast close to 50. How about that in winter? Maybe 60 or close to that level later today. Rapid City 55. Well, that's how the weekend's going to start. Very mild, but it will be changing. We've got a number of things to tackle on the forecast, and we'll do that here in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, Brian. A strange noise has been keeping people awake at night in the Oakview neighborhood of Sioux Falls, described by some as a churning vibration of a sound. KELOLAND News reached out to Sioux Falls police, who told us that a December 14th report led an officer to the area where the noise appeared to be coming from the Smithfield plant in central Sioux Falls.
The exact cause of the sound is not currently known. You can find out a bit more in this KELOLAND.com original by Jacob Newton online now.
The 28th annual Heroes Behind the Badges blood drive kicks off today in Sioux Falls.
It's a friendly competition between the Sioux Falls Police Department and Sioux Falls Fire Rescue to see who can earn the most blood donations. A year ago, more than 1,100 people participated in the event.
When we bring in our organizations that impact lives every single day of the week in our community and make our community better, it says a resonating message to members in our community and how important it is to consider donating blood during the holidays. And what better people to do that than our heroes?
Fire Rescue is a defending champion. The Heroes Behind the Badges blood drive starts this morning and continues through Saturday, January 6th, with events at 21 locations. If you'd like to donate, we've provided a link with this year's schedule under this story at KELOLAND.com. Christmas came early for hundreds of kids in the Sioux Falls School District. Yesterday, volunteers with Promising Futures Fund visited 14 schools in the district to hand out more than 1,000 presents to students.
These gifts were bought and wrapped by volunteers in the group. Founder Steve Hildebrand says it's their way of making sure every child feels included this Christmas.
It's just an amazing thing to sort of watch all the activity and know that so many people are being affected in such wonderful and positive and warm ways during what can be a tough time if you are impoverished.
This year, the organization fundraised and received close to $20,000 worth of donations for the presents. That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right. Christmas almost here. Let's see what the weather's going to do. And first of all, today, dealing with some of the low clouds and fog issues in the far eastern areas of Ketherland as we identify that. Temperatures, though, will respond. I think a lot of 40-degree weather, 50-degree weather for western Ketherland. Pretty likely this afternoon in Rapid City. We mentioned before, winter might even hit 60 this afternoon. Could we see a little more fog tonight in western Minnesota? Yes, we could. So if you travel, takes you east into, well, over to the Twin Cities or Rochester on Saturday morning, make sure you're aware of that. The moisture values look a little thicker that direction. I still expect most of Saturday to start off dry, but then we'll end the day watching radar trends out of northern Nebraska. We'll be close to 50 in Sioux Falls. Maybe we hit the 50s here, Chamberlain, Parkston down to Yankton. And yes, then we'll close out the day with a couple of notable things here. The rain should gather strength and affect southeast and eastern Ketherland late Saturday night into Sunday morning. So that's how Christmas Eve will start. But if you look at the maps here, see the wind coming into western South Dakota. Pay attention to that. These wind gusts could easily be 30 to 45 miles per hour. So regardless of how much snow falls, which there's some variation still on that projection, but it's likely that whatever is falling is going to get caught up in the wind. And of course, it doesn't take a lot of that to create some slippery travel. We have a complicated forecast for the last half of the weekend. 3 distinct areas of low pressure. These two to our west are the main ones we're watching. So if you hear our phrasing of round 1 and round 2 and what each one may bring, well, that's the reason why. And we've discussed that several times this week here on the morning program here at Kello. Here's what I think will happen as we kind of hone in on this whole thing going into Sunday morning. Temperatures in the 40s and 50s. Pretty mild start. There's your rain. It goes all the way into northern Minnesota, clear down into Kansas and Missouri. Then on the backside, you got some snow, and certainly watching how those rain snow lines will be positioned here for Christmas Eve. Well, there we go, Sunday evening, and dropping temperatures into Christmas morning. Now, I know we've advertised rain and snow possibilities for Christmas Day, and yes, that is certainly still the case here, and that's going to make it rather challenging to determine the exact mode of precipitation with temperatures floating around freezing. It could be a little snow, could be rain, could be freezing rain. That is not nailed down at all yet, so make sure you plug in and stay tuned to our forecast because there's a good chance that there will be travel issues at some point exiting out of Sioux Falls, whether that's to the north or west. Could still include folks to the east. There's a lot there to work on in the forecast. A lot of water potential coming up. When we say an inch of rain or just an inch of precipitation, that's a lot for late December. Typical, that's actually more than a month's worth for this time of the year. So we got to remember that in our forecast. As we wrap it up, we'll just jump right to your 7 days. And right off the bat on Sunday, on Christmas Eve, we still have about a 90 to 100% chance of rain. But the rain goes to some snow with falling temperatures Sunday night into Monday. It's kind of a messy mix on your Monday for Christmas. A high in the upper 30s and more precipitation in the forecast on Tuesday. That could include some snow. And the odds of snow in Sioux Falls are trending higher. They're not 100%, but they're going in a positive direction. So I guess I've got your attention with that. Aberdeen, too, there could very well be snow mixed with the wind Christmas Eve into Christmas night. The main thing for you is to track the storm track. If the components go south, obviously that has a direct implication on how much moisture we're going to get in Aberdeen and Pierre. But I still think there's potential there for those things to be of noteworthy interest. I mentioned the wind earlier on Christmas Eve, and any amount of snow that's driven around by some pretty gusty winds can lead to some slick travels. So pay attention there. More details coming up throughout the day and, of course, online at KELOLAND.com.